It is I, the Lord your God, and I am calling you by name. This is no accident. I brought you here, led you to this message because I must speak with you urgently about your bloodline, your household, your son. Listen closely. Tomorrow morning, the enemy has planned an ambush. He has risen against your son's life and appointed the moment of attack. He operates in silence, believing you are distracted, believing you won't see, won't pray, but I, the Lord, see all. Nothing escapes my eyes. So before the sun rises, I have come to give you a chance to intervene. Yes, there is a gap, but there is also time. If you do what I say, deliverance will come. This is the last time you will ignore the signs. The enemy will not touch what I have placed under promise, but today there is something you must do. Don't scroll past, don't disregard this word. It is I, your God, speaking. Even before the day began, hell had determined its agenda. I saw demons sent with orders to strike your son. They know where he will be, what time, and they wait for the precise moment to act. But I am the God who disrupts cycles of death, the God who intervenes and disarms the enemy, and that's what I've come to do, out of love for you. Understand this, a spiritual loophole has been opened, a door left ajar. Someone in your house has drifted from my presence, left unguarded without the covering of prayer. This is not punishment, but consequence. Today, I offer a chance for restoration. Listen, anoint your child's pillow, cover him in prayer, declare my word over him before morning. If you rise up, the enemy will be disgraced before my angels. Now, hear me with all your spirit. The attack is scheduled for tomorrow at 7:42 a.m., near the corner where your son always passes. I saw it. I heard the conversation of those who wait. Do you think this is an exaggeration? Then tell me, why has your heart been restless? Why have you felt unexplained fear these last days? It was me, your God, warning you in advance. I trust you. I trust that you will not ignore this word. I trust you will rise as a warrior, as a spiritual sentinel over your house. I reveal such detail only to those I can use as channels of deliverance. What was intended as tragedy will become testimony, if you obey. I didn't share this with prophets or pastors, I spoke to you. You are the intercessor I have chosen for this moment. Your son's life is being placed in your hands through prayer. Will you remain silent or stand up? Do you believe you found this message by accident? No, among millions of images, voices, and words, I led your eyes here. It was me. I moved the gears of time. I created this divine appointment. I silenced distractions, and now it's just you and me because I need your full attention. Something sacred is taking place. The world around you may seem unchanged, but in the spirit realm, a battle is forming. Angels are ready. Demons, too. The enemy came with a plan, but I have come with revelation. You are not invited, you are summoned, to stand in the gap, to cry out, to close the door opened by negligence, distraction, or spiritual weariness. You have been drained lately, emotionally, physically, spiritually. But it wasn't just fatigue, it was a planned distraction. While you were trying to manage everything, the enemy crept closer, silent, calculated, cruel. But now I awaken you. Do you feel the weight in your chest? That is not emotion, it is the touch of my spirit piercing through the armor of time and weariness that has built up around your faith. You've seen my deliverance before. You know my voice. And once again, I reach out my hand. I call you to stand. You are the barrier between tragedy and miracle. Your obedience will determine whether tomorrow is ordinary, or the day hell is shamed before your house. Rise, warrior. Your summons has come. If you say yes in the Spirit, I will go before your son and confound the enemy's plan. I am the Lord. I see what no human can. While you slept, while you worked, while you tried to hold it together, the enemy schemed. This attack didn't come from nowhere, it has been unfolding for days. First with thoughts, then distractions, then dangerous connections, set like a trap waiting in silence. The enemy comes not in terror, but in disguise, through familiar faces, common routines, seemingly harmless situations, but with intentions of destruction. He wants to wound your son at his most vulnerable moment, perhaps a ride, a route, an impulsive decision, meant to lead him straight into danger. Why? Because there is a promise over your son's life. The enemy has seen what I have planned. He cannot steal it, so he tries to kill before it manifests. But I, the Lord, never permitted this, I only revealed it. And I reveal only to those who can act in faith. You were chosen to receive this spiritual intelligence because your prayers have power. Your cry carries heavenly authority. You are stronger than you think. The enemy tried to hide this plan, but he forgot. I am the God of light, and nothing is hidden from me. Now I give you a choice. Will you ignore this, or will you take up your authority and reverse destiny? If you remain silent, the enemy proceeds. But if you pray, declare, act in faith, I will send angels before your son. I didn't bring you here to frighten you. I brought you to equip you. Hear this, the devil does not attack just anyone. He targets those with purpose. He doesn't pursue crowds, he pursues the chosen. Your child carries promises you haven't even glimpsed yet. Hell is furious over what your son will become, the lives he'll influence, the impact he'll make once he fully awakens to his calling. That's why the attack is now, before he matures, before he surrenders to me. The enemy wants to intercept destiny, but I, the Lord, exist outside of time. Past, present, future, I stand in all. So today I warn you, this is not a mere physical threat, it is a spiritual assault. The goal is not just harm, it is to silence a future voice, to prevent liberation that would come through him. And you, Father, Mother, Intercessor, you are the one being called. If you believe this is for you, declare it now. Write, my son has a calling and the devil will not touch him. Write in faith. Every word of faith activates spiritual authority. Your declarations testify against hell. The enemy wants your silence, but when you speak, you rise in warfare. Your child is surrounded by promise, and I am already intervening. This is not random. This is not mere human crime. This is spiritual. Most don't see it. They see a youth stepping out, a risky place, a poor choice. But I, the Lord, see the root. I see where it began. And this attack has three possible origins, one directly tied to your child, envy. A silent, deadly weapon. Someone close has looked at your son's gifts, favor, and spiritual grace with bitterness. They've spoken poisoned words, jokes, advice, disguised mockery, meant to sow darkness. Words can curse. Someone envies what your child carries, his identity, strength, promise. That envy was a cursed seed, and if not broken spiritually, it will manifest physically. Generational curse. Do patterns repeat in your family? Accidents, losses, rebellion? These are spiritual cycles. Someone before you opened doors, made ungodly agreements, lived in sin. Seeds were planted generations ago. But it ends with you. I chose you to break this chain. The curse won't pass further if you rise today in authority. Loopholes. Let me be clear, there have been behaviors, decisions, compromises that open doors. Perhaps your son's own steps. Perhaps others in the house. Spiritual neglect, tolerated danger, lack of prayer, disobedience, all give the enemy access. He's a legalist. He demands access where there's disobedience. But hear me, if there is repentance, there is reversal. If there is confession and prayer, I myself will close the door. I will cleanse the house. You do not need to live in fear, but you must live alert. Now, I ask you, will you be the priest of your home? Will you be the priest of your home, the gatekeeper of your lineage, the voice that rises in the wilderness to prepare the way of the Lord? I did not choose someone else because I chose you. I did not give this vision to a stranger because I entrusted it to your spirit. You have felt my nudge, my pull, my whisper in the midnight hour. You have felt the stirring in your soul, the tear you wiped in silence, the chill when you thought about your child and couldn't explain the fear that wrapped itself around your thoughts. That was not chance. It was me. It was my spirit calling your spirit into position. I am not vague. I do not speak in riddles when the hour is urgent. This is not symbolic, this is specific. Your son stands at the edge of a spiritual intersection. One path leads into darkness, confusion, pain, and delay, and the other into restoration, purpose, and breakthrough. You are the watchman of his soul, the one I placed in the tower to see before he sees, to discern before he acts. And now I ask, will you blow the trumpet or will you sleep through the warning? This is not the time for passive prayers, not the time for silent worries. This is the hour for bold intercession, loud declarations, unshakable faith. Wake up, you who have slumbered in fear and doubt. Shake the dust from your spirit and clothe yourself in garments of spiritual warfare. The same hands that have wiped tears will now be raised in power. The same voice that has cried in pain will now thunder in authority. I am giving you spiritual insight, revelation that pierces the veil of darkness and exposes the works of the enemy. I am laying bare the snares, the plots, the hidden arrows that fly by day and the pestilence that stalks in darkness. Your prayers will not only cover your son, they will establish a perimeter of divine fire. I will send angels with drawn swords to encamp around his every step. Even if he doesn't know the danger, even if he walks unaware, your obedience will form a shield he cannot see but hell cannot pass. And let me remind you, I am not a God who warns without equipping. I am not a God who reveals without providing a way of escape. You are not being called to fight alone. Heaven is ready. My spirit is stirring. Legions await the sound of your command. Will you speak the word? Will you decree my promises over him? Will you walk through your home and evict the spirits that have lingered in the silence? Will you rise and reclaim what has been drifting? And don't be fooled by the enemy's subtle tactics. He does not always strike with chaos. He often strikes with comfort, with routine, with numbness. He has lulled many into spiritual sleep, distracted them with busyness, wrapped them in media, voices, and noise until they forget how to hear me. But you, child, you still hear. That's why I came to you. That's why I whispered when you lay in bed, when your chest felt heavy, when your dreams carried warnings. My spirit is speaking in images, in feelings, in sudden insights, and now in this word. You are not ordinary. You are chosen for warfare. Chosen to be a breaker of chains, a restorer of foundations, a rebuilder of ancient ruins. Do not say, but I don't know how. You do. The words will come as you pray. My spirit will guide your tongue. Speak in tongues if I have given you that gift. Declare my psalms. Plead the blood. Stand on the promises I've spoken over your son, through dreams, through words, through confirmations you once wrote down but forgot. Go find them. Read them. Speak them. Faith comes by hearing, and authority comes by believing. What you say in faith carries more power than you imagine. The realm of the Spirit responds not to emotion but to authority. And you have it. I gave it to you the moment I gave you that child. He came through you, but from me. He belongs to me. And I entrusted him to you for such a time as this. Be watchful over the places he frequents. Be alert to the voices he listens to. Don't dismiss your discernment. That feeling you had about that friend, that invitation, that schedule, it wasn't paranoia, it was protection. I've been trying to get your attention through subtle nudges, and now I am speaking plainly. This is the last warning before the moment passes. You must act. Do not wait for confirmation from others. You are the confirmation. Your inner alarm is me speaking. I don't need a prophet when I'm speaking to you as my friend. And if you obey, not only will I deliver your son from the snare, but I will also promote him in the spirit. Yes, this very attack the enemy planned to take him out, I will flip it and use it to raise him up. What was meant to crush will become the catalyst for calling. What was meant to silence him will become the stage where his voice is heard. I will take the ashes and form an altar. But it begins with your obedience. Tonight, walk through your home. Lay your hands on his doorpost. Anoint it with oil. Speak my name over his face. If he is not at home, stretch your hand toward the place he is. If he sleeps, whisper my name in his room. Let my word fill the atmosphere. Turn off the noise of the world and let my presence fill the space. Where I am, darkness flees. And be aware, after this warning comes warfare. The enemy will try to discourage you, distract you, overwhelm you. He may stir conflict in your home, confusion in your conversations, tiredness in your body. Recognize the signs. Don't be discouraged. It means your prayer is working. It means he is panicking. It means my angels are already moving. Persevere. Push through. Praise in the middle of it. Worship until the atmosphere shifts. Your breakthrough is not coming, it is already forming. The hour is nearer than you think. Your son's future is not random. There are things I have written in my book for his life, things the enemy saw glimpses of and fears. That's why the battle is fierce. He doesn't waste weapons on the average. He targets those who carry weight in the kingdom. And your son is one of them. There is an anointing that will wake up in him, a hunger that will return, a moment of encounter that will change everything, but he must make it to that moment. That's why I came to you. Because the enemy is trying to intercept before he awakens. But your prayer will cover the gap. Now rise, intercessor. Get your spiritual armor ready. Fast if I lead you. Declare aloud my promises. Wake up early, meet me in the secret place. Let the first sound in your home tomorrow be my name. Cover his route. Speak over his path. Cancel accidents, confusion, and wrong turns. Loose clarity, protection, divine appointments. Command angels. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present in faith. I will do the rest. You are not alone. I go before you. I walk beside you. I guard behind you. I hover over your house like fire by night. I am the same God who parted seas, shut lions' mouths, calmed storms, raised the dead, and I have not changed. This battle will end in testimony. This trial will become triumph. But you must act. Not later. Now. Pray like it matters, because it does. Speak like it counts, because it does. Rise like you're chosen, because you are. And watch what I will do. Hell will regret it ever tried to touch your house. Your obedience will shake things in the realm of the Spirit. And the world will soon see that the God who warns is also the God who saves. I am the Lord your God, and I have spoken. Now move. Stand. Fight. And watch me deliver.